So we have updated our current user. So if I run my application now, technically when I hit on my basket button, it will take me to my basket because we have a current user now. But when I hit, it again takes me to my sign in view. And currently we have a problem with our application. And maybe you have noticed before, because we had logged in with the current user, but the onboarding wasn't done, but it was still showing us our sign in view instead of our own finish registration view. Because if we go to my login here, you will see that, not login actually, it's in my home screen. You will see that when we click on our basket button, in case if we have a current user and its onboarding is done, it will go to order basket. Otherwise, if we have a current user, which technically we had when we logged in, it should have shown us finish registration view, but it was always showing us the login view. And the reason is our fuser current user is always returns nil. If I command click and jump to the function, you will see the reason it's always nil is because we are returning it nil. We haven't completed this function and we need to initialize a user here and return one. So I'm going to just say return fuser, and I need to create a fuser function from fuser from our dictionary here that we have. And for this, we are going to create another initializer. So I'm going to say init, and my initializer is going to be with a dictionary. And this is going to be an NS dictionary because this is what we are going to get from our user defaults. So here we are going to set all the values that we have set in our normal initializer, which are all here. So let's start from our ID. We say ID is equals to, and then I will access my dictionary and say KID, and this is going to be as string. And in case if it's nil, we are going to set default value to empty string. And then we have our email. So we say email is equals to our dictionary, and then we access the key k email as string, and default value is empty string. Then we have our first name is equals to dictionary k first name as string, and in case if it's empty, we put default value. Then we have our last name is equals to dictionary k last name as string with default value. Then we have our full name, and here I'm going to say full name is equals to first name plus empty space plus last name. So if we get these two, we will just set our full name as well. And after our full name, we have our full address. So I'll say full address is equals to dictionary k full address as string, or it will be empty string. And we have phone number equals to dictionary k phone number as string or empty string. And finally, the onboarding is equals to dictionary k onboard as, and this is a boolean, or by default it will be false in case if there is no value there. So we have this initializer function ready, and now I can use it in order to create a fuser object here. So I will say fuser.init with dictionary, and dictionary is going to be my dictionary here. I need to specify that this is as NS dictionary because this is what we save in our user defaults, and we can safely unwrap this. So stopping my application and running it again. And now I should be able to go straight to my basket once I click on a button here, which takes me to my order basket, and it's currently empty. So this clearly works. What I want to check is when I go to my coffee detail here, and when I click on add to basket, we want to put a check here as well to check if we have a local user or no. So let's go to my home view, and here we have a sheet where we check our if statement, and I'm going to copy this and going to my drink detail view, drink detail, and we have a button here which is adding information to our basket. And we have this add to basket, and here before we do this show alert or add to basket, I want to check if I have a current user. So I'm going to paste the code I just cut from there, and if we have a current user and onboarding is done, I want to do this, and else if we have a current user and onboarding is not done, I want to show my finish registration view, or I want to show my login view. But this is a bit different how it works. So we are going to have other way of showing this, because right now if I run this, it's not going to work. Instead, we need to have these toggles and sheet that is going to present us with our login or registration. So what I'm going to do here, under my once my button finish, I'm going to add a presentation sheet here. So we will say sheet is presented, and here we need to see if our login or registration view is presented. And for this to work, I'm going to need another variable, and this variable is going to be again binding, like we have show alert, and the main variable is going to be in our top area here. So let's create this. I'm going to copy my add state here and call this showing instead of alert. We're going to say showing login equals to false, and then I'm going to create another binding object here and call this show login, and this is going to be pool. And what we want to do is to toggle this show login instead. So I'm going to have an delete this, and delete this. So we have if statement, and if we have our user, we are going to add it to our basket and show an alert. Otherwise, if we don't have this, we are going to say self.showLogin.toggle. And once this is done, what we are going to do here is first put actually I need a self dot $sign show login, and the content is going to be our login view or our finish registration view. So I'm going to have an if statement here like we had before, but right now I'm going to check only this part here. So let's go to our drink detail, going to paste it here, and if I have a local user, I'm going to show a finish registration view. If I Otherwise, I'm going to show login view, because if we have a user, it's already logged in. So we want to finish the complete our finish registration here. So let me see, there is an error. Of course, we forgot to do one thing. When we are creating this order button, now we have added another binding variable, and we need to initialize this here. So if I, let's see where it is, it's right after my first one. So here I can say show alert, not show alert. Let me just put this on a separate line, add this, and now it will have both of them. Basket listener, let's see, basket listener is not actually needed. So we have our show alert, which is, I copy and paste it here. Show login, I'm going to say showing login, and drink will be our drink. Let's get rid of this. And now when we initialize our order button, we are providing this showing login boolean as well. So let's go and run our application. Actually, we won't see any results now because our user is logged in. But what I'm going to do is, let's just delete my application, which is somewhere here, iCoffee. And let's delete this. So it deletes actually the local user, and I'm going to rerun. And right now our user is not logged in. So if I click here, it's going to show me sign in. And if I try to add something to my basket, it's showing me the sign in. And let's try to sign in, iOS dev school at gmail.com, password, sign in, and this dismisses and takes me back to my view where now I can add my item to my basket, and we can also test this in our basket. This is working nicely. The next step will be to do our logout, because right now it just prints a logout. And once we have this logout button functionality written, we don't have to delete our application in order to test the functionality of our login screen.